Hi everyone, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at Specter Ops, the upcoming release from Plaid and Nazca Games. We are going to be doing a full instructional video as well, but for now, I thought some of you who might be considering pre-ordering or just curious about the game might appreciate a quick overview. In the world of Specter Ops, the planet is now run by Raxxon Global, and the world's citizens are basically Raxxon's employees. However, some of these employees have gone off the grid and become agents of an organization called ARC. In this 2 to 5 player game, one player is part of the ARC Rebellion, secretly choosing one of the 4 possible agents, while the other players choose hunters, which they publicly display. Each agent and hunter has a miniature, and these come pre-assembled out of the box just like you see here. Each of the 4 possible agents also have a card that details their different abilities that can be used during the gameplay. This also is kept hidden from the other players, along with the secretly chosen equipment that the agent picks out at the beginning of the game. Although not visible, the hunters know that the agent will begin the game on space N1 of the board. Each of the spaces has a unique letter-number code combination, which is also replicated on this pad of sheets that the agent will use to secretly track their movements during the game. 4 objectives will be placed in semi-random locations around the game board. The agent will have to complete 3 of them, and then escape from the board through one of the exits on the north edge of the board in order to win. The hunters are meanwhile trying to track down the agent before she or he escapes. To this end, each of the hunters have their own unique set of skills that they can use to aid them in the hunt. They also have access to a vehicle that they can enter and then use to move quickly around the game board in pursuit of the agent. While in the vehicle, hunters can sacrifice movement to use the motion detector to get an approximate sense of where the agent is currently located. Through careful coordination, the hunters will try to position themselves so that they end up in the line of sight of the agent, forcing the agent player to reveal and place their figure on the map. While revealed, the hunters can attempt to attack the agent. Each success will give the agent a wound. Take enough wounds and the agent loses. Agents have limited ways of directly dealing with the hunters. Instead, they're going to want to remain in the shadows. That said, anytime they pass the line of sight of a hunter or leave the line of sight, they will leave a marker behind to show where they were last seen. The agent will need to outguess the hunters, anticipate their moves, and track all of their own personal movements on this movement sheet. This ensures that no mistakes are made, and it allows you to identify certain important details, like the health of the agent and the space that the agent is currently on. This is also helpful because now the agent can just observe this board rather than staring at the game board where they might give some visual cues as to where they are. The agent cannot delay, however. The hunters win if the agent does not complete all of the objectives and escape by the 40th turn. So the agent is on a clock. The rules change slightly depending on the number of players because there's always only one agent, so the more hunters there are, the more difficult it becomes for the agent. So they may get some additional equipment, some additional hit points, or in particular, in a 5-player game, one of the hunters is actually a traitor. Each of the hunters will be dealt one of these cards secretly by the agent, and whichever hunter receives this one will be secretly working with the agent, trying to help them avoid detection from the other hunters. You'll get to see how all of this works and more in the full instructional video that we'll be releasing, but if you have any questions at all about anything you saw here, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below, and I'll gladly answer them as soon as I get a chance. And if you are planning on pre-ordering Specter Ops, I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. With that pre-order, you'll also get a couple of promos, which I'll show here on the screen, and you'll also get a discount on the retail cost. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.
Real. Okay. So we'll set the stage here.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
All right.
So the Cobra here. All right, the Cobra started hidden at N1. Where's N1?
I think they
Right here.
underestimate how people can play it.
And had 3 objectives to complete, right? That we could not see anywhere on this map. Completed all 3 here. Boom. Then moved down to here. Boom. Then moved down to here. Boom. It wasn't until this area we finally saw and revealed
Yep.
The Cobra.
It was the beast.
The square.
Yeah,
That
right.
square there.
Yeah.
You were dodging this. We were like, oh, we've got him. He's right here. We got him. We set the net. And then boom, he's like showing up over here. He's down here, moving all over the place.
Yep.
Then it was just a chase. You
Then
were
it was
full
a-
health here.
Full health
Full
here.
health.
Yeah. And it was
Just
just dodging
fighters.
bullets.
All
the way back. Here.
Chipping away, chipping
over
away,
here.
chipping away,
And
chipping
now I've got
away.
one last.
And here we managed to block off the exits at every turn, and this is it. And we had one chance. Here,
One chance.
We moved to the right spot. We got beside the Cobra, but the Cobra can stun. You can
Correct.
stun. That's your
Correct.
ability.
With a
If we're
four-
adjacent,
With a 4 or greater.
4 or greater. So
And I got
this-
1 hit point left. So
if you get the 4 or greater, and you got 1 hit point left,
right.
And V-Blade.
so if you
And V-Blade.
if you roll this 4 or higher, we're stunned and you won this.
Correct.
Unreal. All right.
Here we
Make
go.
it
Double
happen.
claw.
Double claw.
gotta
Double
be
claw.
flat.
Oh, it's a double claw.
It's got to be flat on the felt.
Okay.
It's got to
Okay.
be on
All right.
felt.
Here we go.
Okay,
Here we
okay.
go. Here we go. Double claw. Oh my goodness! Unreal. That is. Look, you gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to you. I gotta say. I gotta say. Oh, and stunned. And stunned.
Oh,
Unreal. Unreal. And now you get to go. And where do you go? I'm guessing something like that. Boom.
Yeah.
something like that.
Well done.
Cobra.
Well done. Specter Ops. That's Specter Ops.
Yep. Good game.